Oh man, I had to.
Yeah.
You know what that was like?
Bad enough that I'd imagine that editing this episode, you won't keep that in.
Yep.
There are two things. Okay, please edit this out. There are two things that.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is like, I have to pay for it, I know this. And then the other thing that is quite inconvenient is,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and the rash didn't go away for weeks,
Christ in a bag.
That beats a pogo stick.
That's what it's supposed to be.
Yes. With our old and jaded minds, we've lost the meaning of Christmas. Well, let's start this episode because I'm running out of brain.
Yeah.
All right.
Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go.
Hey, Internet! Highway 47 here with you on the day that it is with another episode of The Orville. We are watching The Orville Season 1, Episode 7, titled Majority Rule. I am Shaggy B, and with me is Draco Funk.
Hey, guys.
Scradrick can't be with us tonight because he has obligations.
We jinxed it.
That's right. He owes a debt that cannot be repaid, which we all do because we were born in the 80s. But, he'll be back with us soon, and, good on him for doing good stuff tonight. Again, this is Season 1, Episode 7, Majority Rule. Draco Funk, what can you tell us about this episode?
It has an IMDb rating of 8.4, so pretty high.
Wow, that's good. I have not seen it yet. I have never seen this episode, yeah. We are now into the part of the Orville that I didn't get around to when it first ran out. And it wasn't out of not wanting to. I think I've mentioned before, like, I legitimately suck at getting around to watching things unless I'm watching them with someone. So, this is good for me to do that. So yeah, I don't know a thing about it, but I will ask you a question that is kind of relevant to recently past but fairly current events, with the title of the episode being Majority Rule. Do you have any notable stories about going to vote?
No.
All right. I actually do. As we've discussed many times on our episodes, I and also Scroderick come from a small town that is very it's a very red area, and like, and it's one thing when there's the sort of leans red and the sort of leans blue, and then there's the this is pretty solidly one side or the other. Like, no, this is like the Young Democrats Club in high school was literally one kid, and it only existed because there was a teacher who ran for office, and he protested to the board that they could have young Republicans with 100 kids in it, and there wasn't equal representation, so they had to have the club. And like it is the reddest of the red, really, really is. I am not
one
so red.
kid.
Yeah, that poor one kid. She was really cool, actually. She was a friend of mine. Her name was Lakshmi. So Lakshmi, if you run into this, you guessed right. I'm the guy you think I am. Please don't tell the whole internet. But no, she was cool. And I forgot. Oh yeah, I remember the story now. So so in 2008, when President Obama was elected for the first time, I intended to vote for him, which was not the common choice in my hometown. And in the weekend leading up to the election, like the Saturday, Sunday, and even the Monday, there was tremendous backlash against him in the town. And I can go into a lot of stories, but there were things like, parents threatening to pull their kids out of schools because teachers and principals didn't solidly endorse McCain. There were I played music at a church the Sunday before, and the sermon was an anti-Obama speech. They went flagrantly against the law, against their tax exempt status. And then when I walked out, every car in the parking lot had multiple flyers under the windshield wipers about how electing a Democrat meant that all of the children in the world would be killed. And and I'm not exaggerating. This stuff really happened, and it was extreme. And I remember after playing music at that church service, I was going to go out for lunch with my family, and I had a T-shirt that had a political slogan on it that was not in favor of the Republicans in office at the time. Yeah, right. And I went to put it on, and I stopped myself, and I thought, no, I shouldn't do this because that'll cause problems. And then I thought, no, wait a minute. This is the United States of America. I have the freedom of speech. I can't be afraid to wear this in public. That's not how this works, right? The First Amendment. I can't be afraid to go out in public with just, here's my opinion on my T-shirt. I can't do that. It wasn't obscene. It wasn't, violent in any way. It didn't incite anything. It just, it was just, a clear opinion. And so I was like, no, screw this. Not only am I going to wear this shirt today, I'm going to wash it and I'm going to wear it to the polls. And I looked up the laws and made sure it was legal where we lived, that, you could do that. Some states actually do ban that. You can't wear campaign, regalia or whatever to a polling place. I think where I live now, you're not allowed to, but up there where you live, it's legal. I looked this up. And so I wore my shirt out to lunch, and nobody gave me any flack for it and all that. And then the day of the polls, I lived about a mile from my polling location, and I decided to walk wearing my shirt because I'm fired up. I'm First Amendment,
yeah,
Eagles and hot dogs and Budweiser and all that. And I walked down there, and I went in, and one of the poll workers was a friend of mine. She's like, "Hey, great shirt," and all that. And some old woman actually stopped me and tried to stop me from voting. You can't wear that here. You need to get out of here right now. I'm calling the police. And I just very calmly looked at her and I said, actually, ma'am, I researched the laws and this is legal here. Now, if we were to go a few miles away into the next state over, that state has outlawed it. But, the law actually says this and this. I'm not actually outside handing out literature. I don't represent anybody. This is just my opinion. And so it's perfectly legal. And she just walked off in a huff mid-conversation. And I went and cast my ballot for Obama. And, the rest is history. But yeah, that election went something like 92% for McCain in that county. So, that's the kind of place we were dealing with. So there's my story about the polls. And, so that's my story, I guess, of resisting majority rule, at least on sort of a smaller scale. And that might be what this episode is about. I have no idea. But you know what I do know?
I know this episode aired October 26, 2017.
Awesome.
Do you know what you were doing then?
October 26th of 2017. Let's see. That was a Sunday, right? Because they all aired on Sundays?
Yeah.
Let me go back in my calendar just to look. This isn't a calendar that has anything on it. I'm just looking at it because it's a visual aid. I might have been... No, I didn't. Okay. I was thinking I might have been getting ready to go on a road trip that weekend, but I didn't because I was prepping for a concert that I had on Halloween, I think.
I was probably playing somewhere or rehearsing for playing somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, wait, October 26th was a Thursday.
Was it?
Yeah, according to this calendar, which I assume is correct. It's Windows, and Windows is never wrong.
You have the correct year?
2017. Yeah, that's what it said.
Huh.
Yeah. I don't know. But there's something else that I know, and that is that we're watching this on Hulu.
That's right.
So you want to tell them what that means?
It means if you're on Netflix, you're not going to find it.
That's also true. It also means you're not going to find it on VHS because this came out, in 2017. And what are you, like, old? Like us?
I still have some VHS.
I do too, but I don't have any VHS of the Orville. But
I feel like I want to play. I want to record a whole bunch of them on a VHS and give it to you for Christmas now.
Yeah, like EP, so it's like all shaky and weird. And when you start it, the VCR has to sync with it. So like the opening notes of the theme song are like, "You're right." That's how I watched most of Star Trek: The Next Generation the first time because.
Yeah. How did it go again?
Like, "You're right." I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, like it would air too late for me to stay up for school, and so my mother would tape them, and I'd watch them the next day.
That's how I watched Babylon 5.
Yeah, there you go.
No, I didn't. I totally stayed up most of the
time. Childhood. But the other thing it means is that you need to be careful, first of all, because Hulu, Hulu has been sneaking in autoplays on all of our usual tricks to get synced up. But what you need to do is start the episode and get past the Fox logo, and then get your cursor all the way back to 0. That -10 or the rewind 10-second button helps sometimes, but
helped for me.
It helped for me, but it also tried to autoplay one of the times I clicked it when I did that. So just watch out for that. As of this recording, there is no skip intro function on the theme song when it comes up. But if they add one, make sure you don't skip the theme song.
Right.
Because if you do skip the theme song, then we will personally find you. And I don't know, really.
Liam Neeson. I almost called him the wrong name.
I almost called him Henry Nelson.
Liam Nelson.
You'll find out how lonely the number one can be. I guess. All right, so you're at 0. Your phalanges and your manipulators and your digital appendages are hovering over the play button. Are we ready to start?
Yeah.
All right. I'm not, because I got to clear my throat. Hang on. All right, I'm good now.
All right.
Okay. All right, this is the Orville, Season 1, Episode 7, titled Majority Rule, and we are starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, yay or nay, depending on what your vote is. Because it's like a voting thing that I did there.
I get it.
Oh, hey, it's like a brick house here.
You're saying she's like a brick house?
She's mighty, just letting it all hang out. Actually, she's got a shirt on. The effect on that alarm clock is a little sloppy. Like the green thing was like hanging out over the edges.
Like a brick house?
Yeah. Oh, hey, the Dow Industrial Average is 7,500,000. Wow, the chat logs are great. Huh.
It's like a triangle phone.
Kinda, yeah. They must be aliens.
Hmm.
So, like, this whole society is a Reddit forum, a subreddit, I guess. Yeah, not a forum. Huh. This is the first thing that we've ever watched that I have not seen at all. Well, no, except for like the couple of movies that we did.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yikes. So that's better than being brainified? Slip on the lobotomator. Oh, God.
Exactly like all my Reddit account.
I got banned from the politics subreddit. So he got downvoted into the electric chair, literally.
The Orville. Do you see that skip intro button?
No,
Well,
because I already hit it. No, I didn't. I can't do it like Scrodrick. He's way better at that than I am.
really, if there is a skip intro button, don't hit it because
Yeah.
we're watching the theme song
Right.
where they totally did not rip off Voyager.
I like that black hole effect there. That's really cool, actually.
You know, are black holes really black?
Yes, in that they absorb all light that approaches them.
Well, light doesn't escape it. It gets absorbed.
Yes, therefore it's black. That's what black means. Like, literally. Black is the absence of light caused by the absorption of all
Hey,
the light.
majority rules.
Yay! Dude, I have not had a man-witch in the 21st century, okay? Like, that's bull.
I don't think I have either.
Yeah, they're way behind.
So they sent a crew down
Mm-hmm.
and then lost contact.
They got downvoted.
You ever notice Bortus always man spreads?
Yes, I said that in the pilot.
Hmm.
That's kind of cool. It's a little big.
I feel like they haven't done enough research for this mission.
I mean, they never did in Star Trek either.
Sometimes they did.
Although, to be fair, everyone in Star Trek would know what capitalism was.
That's also true.
And that's one of the things about Star Trek that does kind of set it apart from this is that they made a point, particularly in Next Generation, of emphasizing that everybody had a really, really good education. Report back to the store? Ski mask. Just a big bandage.
You know, 21st century Earth could probably detect the Orville in orbit.
Yes. Well, we apparently missed an asteroid that passed within, 1,000 miles or so recently.
They have a cloak?
They have a cloak? How long have they had that? I guess they haven't needed it.
Commercial break.
Commercial break. Yay!
We're back.
Woo!
It's like Los Angeles.
It is. And that's a Prius. That was literally a Prius. Ah. Jesus Christ. So you know about all the controversy with like the social credit system in China right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I would like to downvote people who cut me off. Hey, there's another Prius.
I think it's the same Prius. Huh. Chevy Cruze. Badges. Badges. Okay, that's got it.
The money that like we live on this planet.
Right.
Do you remember how Riker like did all that research before he went down to that planet?
Mm-hmm.
And they got captured anyway.
Yep. That's kind of weird. Oh, this is what's going to get him captured. The whole word. We don't serve anyone above 500,000 downvotes. Wow. Oh, hey, it's that guy. Oh.
I just want some tea.
This is giving me a headache, man. Like, I mean, it's doing its job, right? It's really elucidating why we don't want social credit to be a thing.
Yeah.
Because this. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. She's that guy.
Good job. Good luck getting to the shuttle.
Yeah. Commercial break. We're back.
And we're back. Do they have some kind of prime directive that's going to come into play here?
I don't remember. How many?
Yeah. Okay. And die.
Is your name Kelvic?
My name is Pelvic.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, God. Apology tour. I love that their suits are just like double lapelled and a fancy knot. Two shirts. 10 million, huh? So, I guess in a way, this is a democracy, right?
Yeah. Hmm. Welcome to the planet Reddit.
Yeah, this really is the planet Reddit.
Looks like a bus stop.
Probably is a bus stop. No shit. I don't vote that. Hey, man, don't knock it till you try it.
Yeah. Hmm. Commercial break. I think.
Woo! I think.
We're back.
Whee!
Yep.
Yep.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we have Statue Humper.
Now, I don't think if somebody did that with a statue of George Washington here today that anybody would care. However, this isn't China.
I really want a video of you dry humping a statue of George Washington.
Well, file that under a list of things that you're not fucking getting.
Oh. Oh.
Aw. Hey, see, he said that kind of thing. A thirsty dude, that's who. Hey, there, that's the thing I said earlier.
Yeah.
It's government by Reddit. Dear television, the internet exists. Stop being old. I want to hear that.
Boo. That I humped.
Exactly. Man, this planet's awesome. They have whale forests.
Oh.
Yeah. Welcome to China. I wonder if this episode is allowed to air in China. Like that. I really wonder that. Oh my.
Oh. Mm.
Can you hire a private PR officer? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Oh no. Oh no.
Uh. Mm-hmm. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Commercial break.
Hooray!
We're back.
Woo!
Wait. Don't go. An alien.
Kelvix, just like you. This is a horrifying culture.
Was she at work?
She was. Oh, yeah. Oh.
We are fully functional.
Hmm. I'm distracted by that girl's hairdo, honestly.
It's like an IKEA couch.
That is. Oh, there's the alien ficus in the corner.
How did they get in?
The door was unlocked. Uh-oh. A human, like I am. I wonder how long they've had this upvote downvote, upvote downvote culture thing.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what helps with positive energy?
Alcohol.
A lot of tequila. That suit is two different jackets that are stuck together. Is that two ties also? Are they all wearing two ties? Haha.
Hey guys. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say. Actually, he kind of looks like he has low liver function if you look around his eyes. A little bit jaundiced.
Hmm.
Nope. Nope. That guy missed the button, and it still counted.
Hmm.
Ah.
Yeah. Alien abduction. Commercial break.
Whee!
We're back.
Woo! See, if they lobotomize her first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Then
see?
it'll even out.
Exactly. They'll just take his brain, put it in her, put her brain in him, and then let them lobotomize him with
Which would
her
be
brain.
her.
Yeah. That's a good thing the replicator makes cannabis.
What about the dreadnoughts?
I know, right?
Nope.
No.
Uh-huh.
I do kind of like the logic on this show, or like the thing, not logic, but the idiom on this show, like I talked about in the last episode, where you can tell they're aliens when they use inefficient shapes for things.
Yeah. He sings.
He does.
I also sing.
I really don't. I mean, sometimes I do, but man, I don't.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's the thing that you watch on TV. You I am as smart as millions of people.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I see the double collars or double lapels, I just, man.
It's like 2 shirts for the price of one.
Yeah. Their species must have really cold shoulders. Which they do, because if they downvote you, you get the cold shoulder from society. You see.
Their gun has like extra things on it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh. Yeah. That's definitely the same kid. They won't have time. They've only got 7 minutes. It's that
just
time.
like the internet.
Yeah.
Cats.
Yeah, he likes cats. That'll do it. Yeah. If it's all 9s, like, really? It's gonna be all 9s. Seven. Oh. And they're gonna lobotomize the alien girl. Please upvote him for that. Give her like a book. Give her like a copy of the U.S. Constitution, or the Oh man, the world can do better, huh?
So it's like they wake up to an upvote.
Yeah, it kind of is, isn't it? Also, how hard would the palm of your hand hurt after slapping that every day?
Hmm.
Yeah.
One person turning off the internet.
Makes a world of difference.
Hey, internet. Don't turn
Hey,
this
internet,
off.
don't turn this off. Yeah, join us next time. Watch more media. Consume. All right. Speaking of turning it, okay, there we go. Yeah, so that was the thing.
How do you feel about it?
Man, it brings to light a lot of kind of, I don't want to say latent, but sort of quasi repressed emotions I have about the internet. And ones that I would hope are shared widely. Specifically, that being that the internet was something people did for fun. It was a neat new technology. It was a thing that you did not even like slightly more than a hobby, but it was not like, it wasn't real life, for a long time. And I think there's a real,
it was like Star Trek and porn.
yeah, honestly, it was. And and then video games and so forth. But I have this, I don't know if I want to call it a fear, but more of like a dread, like an I'm sick of this shit kind of feeling about it becoming too real. About the wrong, about people taking it too seriously, about people taking the internet and taking social media too seriously. And the problem is, it's actually starting to happen. We talked about the social credit thing in China. Background checks. I would say even in the past 5 years, the meaning of that term has changed. A background check used to be, do you have a criminal history? And these days, if you get a background check, it's a lot more invasive, frankly. People are, I mean, how many like car insurance companies are trying to get you to plug in the LTE enabled tracking device into your car, quote unquote, to give you lower rates? That's bullshit. We all know what it's for. There are car dealerships that install trackers on your car. There are, loan companies that install trackers on your car when you have a loan through them. And I mean, the word dystopian is a heavy word, but it's a dystopian experience. And nobody wants that. Nobody wanted that. Nobody set out to create that. And it's dystopian in a way that was not really foreseen. We all think of George Orwell, but
how many of us are carrying it?
Go ahead.
How many of us are carrying a handheld tracking device right now?
Oh yeah, there's one right next to me, and I leave GPS on because it's convenient. And I mean, how many people do we know who have done DNA tests? And or are you married to someone who's, first or second stage of kinship relative has had a DNA test done? Like even that, that's all now on file. And how long is that going to be before, your insurance rates get, spiked up for whatever, and I mean, I'm going into a big rant that's, just tangentially related, but these things were not the goal of the internet. These things were not the goal of connecting people together, and I miss the days when you could have entertainment, you could socialize, and you could experience life without far-reaching consequences for inconsequential actions.
You mean like humping a statue?
I mean, if, I would expect to be told off by a cop, and, if somebody took a picture of a video of it and that got to my work, I would expect to face consequences for that, but I wouldn't expect to be lobotomized for it,
Yeah.
And, I want to say that if I were just like let out of prison recently, that I would still expect to be served at a coffee shop. But, people can't get jobs, people can't get housing, people can't get, people don't have their choice of which schools to send their kids to and that sort of thing when they have a record. We as a culture do not punish people and then once they've served their punishment, allow them to reintegrate. We punish somebody for the rest of their lives. On anything. If you get sent to jail once, you are done. Neither of us could have our careers if we had any sort of record. Same is probably true of Skradrick. I don't really know how stringent his requirements are. He works in a different field than we do. But, for something like, and of course there are degrees of crimes and so forth, but, I'm positive that I would not be able to get a job if I had been, arrested for public intoxication and spent one night in jail when I was 21 in college. You know what I mean? Which, and in the not too distant past, 1 or 2 generations removed from us, that was just a thing that you did. That was just a rite of passage. Anybody did that. And I don't know that, I don't think that makes it a better world. I don't think that change is for the better. I would rather, in that aspect, I'd rather live in the way it used to be. I really, really would, with all the flaws that the time had. I don't know that I'd trade some of the modern conveniences for that, but it bugs me, and I do fear a future where, where literally everything about your past, every decision you've made, every little tiny thing is recorded and subjected to judgment. I really do fear that. So yeah, it hit me pretty hard, honestly, and I felt a lot of anxiety watching, because that's some real emotions, and that's good sci-fi, and it's relevant to today.
It's scary how close this could almost become.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. And I like that. I like that it's that direct. I like that it's that uncomfortable, because it does make you think. I found myself thinking while watching that and feeling that. I found myself thinking, it's a damn shame people aren't watching this enough to really talk about it. And that's one of the problems with the proliferation of media these days. And I would say since the advent of the internet, not everybody's exposed to the same media anymore, right?
Yeah, there are 2 things.
Mm-hmm.
One, I think some of the things that wouldn't get produced have more of a chance to be produced and not completely thrown under the bus. Like, I really think Firefly was just thrown under the bus by its scheduling.
Yeah, I think so.
I think if that show were to come out today, like on Netflix or Hulu, where it's more of on demand, it would not have gone the way it did.
Absolutely. I agree with you there. But the other side of that coin is that not everybody is exposed to everything.
Yeah.
And I mean, and that's been there's been kind of an exponential growth in the number of choices, right? Over the years.
Absolutely.
Like our grandparents, when they got their TV, there were 2 channels, right? There was what was over the air. There was, VHF stations, maybe a couple that broadcast from major cities, and that's it. So everybody was watching Walter Cronkite when the moon landing happened and when Kennedy was shot. Everybody was watching Johnny Carson every night, because that was literally the only choice.
Something my children will never experience?
What's that?
So what, during the summer, I'd be out, playing outside, and I had a watch. I'd see it was 6:55. I'm like, I gotta go home, guys.
Yeah, so you gotta watch whatever it is.
Go watch Star Trek,
right?
The Next Generation, because it came on at 7:00 every weeknight.
Yeah, and they can.
And if I wasn't there, I missed it.
Right. And your kids will get to either stop what they're doing and watch it right then on their iPhone or their smartwatch or whatever, or just wait till later and stream it. Yeah.
If I had that option, I probably would have stayed out, went home, after dark, and then, sat down and watched it and stayed up too late.
Mm-hmm.
And then after I watched that first episode, I would have watched the next episode.
Yeah, and he would have binged it all night and never got anything done. But well, and although, and then this is leading a totally different direction now, but so that raises a question to me, right? Like whereas, you know, people up through our generation learned, you know, how to keep track of time and how to, well, okay, some of us learned how to keep track of time and how to make it to, you know, appointments and things like that because of that. Today's kids are learning to manage their free time because, you know, they have to learn that if they stay up all night every night and do that, they are not going to be able to function in school every day, right? You know, where the bedtime was forced on us, you know, like turn everything off and go to sleep, you know, for some of us.
Or stay up late and watch Babylon 5 after you should have been asleep anyway.
Right. But you get the distinction I'm making, though. Like, you know, okay, I have to put my phone down now or else I won't be awake tomorrow. Like, the kids are learning that pretty early because they have that access all the time. So that's an interesting, I wonder how that will turn out in the long run. But yeah, you know, and with Star Trek and other old sci-fi that, you know, made people think, you know, they're iconic stories. You know, the Twilight Zone is iconic. Star Trek is iconic. You know, and I'm just trying to think of other narratives that were sort of societal points of conversation. 1984 was iconic. Everyone read it. Help me out here. What are some other ones along the same lines?
Moby Dick?
Moby Dick, okay. Everyone read it. I'm trying to put together like kind of a portrait of pieces of literature or movies or music or whatever that everyone experienced and that caused you to think and that might have influenced a cultural shift in opinion. Right?
Mm-hmm. I'm too tired to think that hard.
Okay, well, you get the idea, though. So insert your own, you know, from the 30s, you know, from antiquity up through, say, 1995, you know, or 2000 or so.
Miles Davis says Bitches Brew.
There you go. The White Album. To a lesser extent, the Black Album. But that experience isn't shared today. Like this episode of TV right here is really powerful. You know, it paints a really stark picture of what can go wrong with our society if we're not careful. You know, and I'm always the one guy that when there's like a celebrity in a major criminal court case, or when there's a big to-do about whether somebody committed a crime, but it's not quite 100% clear. I'm always the one guy that is like, well, I'm not gonna, you know, make the jokes about how this guy is a criminal. I'm not gonna, you know, rush to judgment until it's been through the due process, because, you know, I really don't think that it's valid to let public opinion, which is almost always uninformed, decide these things. And, you know, and I'm biased on a big one. Bill Cosby was a huge childhood hero of mine. I loved his comedy work. I loved, you know, just the image he portrayed. And I really did not want to accept that he was guilty of, you know, rape and sexual assault, which he turned out to be. But, you know, when they first arrested him and charged him for it, you know, I wouldn't let people joke about him around me because I wanted to see that due process before we rushed to a conclusion. And ultimately, I was forced to accept it. But, you know, I'd rather live in the world where we don't rush to judgment. And I really worry that we're sliding down the slope into this kind of world. And I'm saddened. My eventual point with the past like 15 minutes of talking is that only sci-fi fans and people who seek out this show are going to see that episode. Only people who probably already think similarly to that are going to see this. This isn't going to change any minds. This is going to reinforce opinions that are already comfortable with thinking that way. Because nobody's going to turn on the TV and have to watch it because it's the only thing on. Nobody's going to be channel surfing through it. You know, if you have cable, you have A, 300 channels, and B, enough Fox News bullshit to satisfy anybody who's the type of person who's going to sit there and channel surf. Because believe me, that's what they want. They want Fox News, and they want, you know, I Hunted Ghosts in Harper's Ferry, West Virginia. And
I mean, I love that show.
Yeah. Please edit those two titles out because I'm just describing my family. But yeah. Duck Dynasty is a good example, like that's what's going to be on.
I've never seen that.
I happened on it in a hotel, and I'm ashamed to say I watched like 3 episodes. In my defense, I was staying in Kentucky, and it seemed appropriate.
That's mildly appropriate.
It was mildly appropriate, and I was like, huh, this seems like the kind of show I should be watching right now. Well, now that I've offended everybody.
Hey, hit that like button.
Yeah, we're so glad you joined us tonight. Please make some edits. Yeah, we're glad you joined us tonight. We will be back with you soon. We are recording this like less than a week before Christmas, and we're all going to be all everywhere. We made a lot of promises about a lot of stuff that we were going to record over Christmas break, and we're going to be good. We're going to be doing good just to get the weekly episodes through. So we apologize in advance if something doesn't show up that you expect. I do have a couple little surprises that I can release on Christmas Day and on the first of the year. If we need those. But we're going to try our hardest to make sure that the Orville and Star Trek The Next Generation go uninterrupted so that, hopefully some people find this channel over the holidays and can watch it.
Again, smash that like button.
Yeah, destroy it. Upvote it or lobotomize it or something. Become intimately familiar with that button.
Yeah.
Biblically. Please edit that out.
I'm going to add reverb to it.
Oh, God. There's just going to be a bleep with like 5 echoes. It's going to be like, beep, 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 beep. Good night, everybody. You going to say good night also?
Good night also.
All right.